Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, and good night to you all. Hopefully, you're all having a lovely day. I'm freezing in here, which is why I have gloves, a beanie, and like a hood. I'm berugged. I have a heat pack. I'm cozy and I'm cold. Hopefully, you're all having a bit of a nicer day than I am on that front, at the very least. This really messes my setup because I usually don't have anything over my ears when I have headphones in, but that's something we have to deal with. Apologies for the really, really shit hello sketch. I went to grab snacks, and then that took longer than it needed to. So I had like 2 minutes to draw a sketch for hello, but I have drawn the hello. So, hey Day, hey Bob, welcome. It's party time. It's art party time. Because I have been given a mission. You stole mine. You stole my intro line. I started it, I promise. Because I started streaming first, if memory serves. Because I was the start of July last year, and then I think you were like a week or two after that. You stole my intro line. I promise I have proof. Not that it's a big deal, because hey, it covers all the time zones. So it's totally fine, it makes no difference. Oh god, this feels really weird to have a beanie on my ear. Oh no. Anyway, I have been given a mission. I have a mission, which is not to draw this very bad sketch of me shivering with a thing. Very bad looking pen too. Listen, hands are really hard to draw. I could not figure out what the hell the hand pose was, so I gave up. Yeah. We have similar intros. I usually don't I don't have the good whatever time zone. Listen, I was trying to ask, but I have an objective. About much. Well, yes, you do have things to do. I'll take their good luck. So, my mission, I have chosen to accept it. So, for context, on Monday's tabletop day, we played an arena campaign, and what the arena campaign is, it's literally just a combat module. There is a whole lot of character to it. It is literally just we make a character and we run through a combat encounter. And we ran through 2, and as I mentioned in Tuesday's stream, the character that I made for the combat modules died. That was my tiefling nature cleric Sakine, who I miss deeply already. I only knew her for a short time and I miss her. But at the end of the second encounter, which was a draw, we considered it a draw because there was no way we were going to win. That was the Axebeak encounter. We were not going to win. It was considered a draw because 3 of us died and 1 person was unconscious but stable, and the other person had befriended like 2 of the Axebeaks. And so we called it a draw and said, okay, we'll come back and do level 2 again next week. But the 3 of us were still dead. So we had to make new characters. And this is the result of that. We decided that, kind of to fuck with the DM, we were all going to make Bloodhunters. And so on the left, we have, I don't know if her name is actually Driznet. I'm not entirely sure, but that's a goblin bloodhunter of I believe, lichen bent. We're not actually at level 3, so we don't get all that lichen bullshit. But she's gonna be like a lichen bent bloodhunter, and that is played by one of the players. Then the middle character is a halfling bloodhunter of the Ghost Slayer variant. That's my character. Her name probably isn't Aurelos, but that's just what I have for the minute. And then the third player is playing a turtle of the mutant variety, because, of course. And this is our Bloodhunter Party. And I said, foolishly, that I was going to draw this. And so I'm going to draw them. Not very well, but I will draw them. You built 13 pre-gen characters yesterday, now I have to figure out how to present them. The set look is functional but ugly. Yeah, is this for the Adventure April? Is that what the pre-gens are for? Or is that for your setting in general? Because even though I've been able to see more of your streams because of the time zone shift, meaning you stream from like midnight until 2, which is way more doable, I have often had you like I haven't paid as much attention as I should. So I'm not sure if that's for Adventure April or if it's for something else. Yes. Awesome. Cool. Oh shit, that's the wrong sketch. I'll show this anyway. I was having a really hard time figuring out how to draw turtles, for one. And then I was trying to figure out posing, because the issue is it's a goblin, a halfling, and a turtle. And halflings and goblins are both like 3 feet tall. So trying to fit all 3 of these characters into one place was tough, and also I can't draw poses. You may notice the high heels, we'll get to that. But that's not the sketch. I have ended up going with this sketch. I did preparation this time, which is unusual, because I knew that the turtle was going to prove a challenge, and I wanted to figure out how turtle works, or turtle, sorry, how turtle works, not on stream, because that was going to be tedious as shit. Based on how long it took me to figure out how owls work last time, the turtle thing was not going to go well. And I'll be honest, I still don't know how turtles work. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Well, both. Right, because it's the introduction to your world adventure. Ah, fair enough. Makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, I think I lost my... no, I didn't lose my brush color, because I was using it for the sketch. So this is the goblin, this is the halfling, this is Turtle Man. This is the pose I've ended up with. I don't know why. I cannot explain that. I initially had the idea of making it like an album cover, but the thing is, because of the significant height differences between these 3 characters, it's basically impossible to get them in frame together. So, we're just doing. She is on a significant lean. These people are leaning. Like, this person is leaning, this person is leaning. I'm gonna fix that real quick. I'm just gonna, real quick, I'm gonna just fix that a little. Just a teensy bit. Just to make that leg vertical. That makes it better. See, that fixes it a little bit. Just make the leg vertical, we won't have to deal with this problem. And then, luckily, the goblin has a huge shield that I can use to cover whatever the fuck is going on in here, because I have to draw big boots with heels, and I'm like, why did I decide to do this? Why did I make that the design decision? Of course, the issue... oh, shit. The issue is I've put the references up top, and I can't see them, because I'm silly. But also, I have no idea what the outfit's supposed to be anyway. Like, what is happening in here? I don't totally know. I do like that 1 edgy, 2 memes. This is just how I build characters, apparently, is that I'm the one person who is not a meme. So it's kind of like... interesting, you guys look out there. I'm just gonna have it go down the middle. That makes better for me. And you can't see it because there's the angle is bad, but like the angle is there, I presume. And I've just combined the weird top and the cloak together just to make my life easier. I don't want to... this isn't going to be a fully refined drawing. Not even like I ended up shading the Tarek one, which is the dwarf with the box. I ended up shading him a little bit, but it's still a sketch. And then the Darcy one was unshaded. This is probably going to be more in the line of Darcy, and possibly even not as good as Darcy ended up turning out. But in my defense, it's 3 characters, one of whom is twice as tall as the other 2, and no. So, you know, they're not expecting me to draw something amazing. I'm mostly just doing this because I think it's funny. And because I said I would, and I keep my promises. I was like, hey, if you give me a ref, I'll draw the character. And it's like, sweet, here you go. And I'm like, cheers, bud. Here we go. And see, luckily, because of this shield, I don't have to draw the entire rest of this coat. You don't have to worry about it. It doesn't exist. And if I put the coat a little lower, I don't have to figure out what the hell's going on in there. So let's just put that down a little bit. Just to hide that area. We don't have to... don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Okay, now I need to figure out how to draw boots. And I should have put Hero Forge. It's in the other tab, isn't it? Yes, it is. But now I can't see chat. Ow, my apples. Okay. Pull up. Where is she? This one. Alright, I need a 360 on that boot. I need to be able to see that boot. How tall are those heels? Those are tall heels. Damn. Oh, Jesus. Some for help. Woo. Okay. Okay. So the issue is I've picked a bad pose to be able to actually see what the heels look like. Because, like, none of these really put the legs out at an angle that I can see them. Because they're not designed to. And also because there's a tombstone in the way. Because emo? Oh, this is good. If I get rid of the tombstone, I can actually see what I'm doing. Let's just yeet that boy real quick. Thank you. Okay, I can kind of see what's happening. It is becoming clear to me that none of these poses were designed with the heel boots in mind. They're not supposed to be there. It just looks wrong a little bit. It like clips into the floor, and you can't change the feet pose on Hero Forge, which makes sense because that's basically how like the entire, like it's basically like the center of gravity stuff. So you kind of need those to be stable, but still, it is a little chunky. That's not a great pose actually. I need something else that lets me actually see these boots. It doesn't help. I think I need to change the bottom so I can see the clothes. Just remove the leg. Just remove the leg. Just remove it. Then I can actually see it. Incredible. You guys can't see this, but I think it's funny. I'm trying to get an angle. That's an angle. That's an angle. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. And I hope we don't have to have this up for long, because it's annoying that you don't see chat. Because it looks... something... something like that-ish. And then, like, the tying it up. I think I've instinctively made that heel not as big as it is on the actual characters. Let's just grab that and just free transform. Just make that real pointy. Get the ankle. These are high heels, damn it. She's a halfling. She's short. She needs the highest heels she can get. This is just a fact. This is a piece of character lore. Apparently. I don't know. I have no earthly clue what I've done here. I've done something. Just take that. Take that. Now I can reopen the Streamlabs so I can just see it and I can draw some pants. And then if I remove the base layer real quick, those look like shoes. Those look enough like shoes that I'm willing to let that go. Like, I can only do so much. I'll make them look slightly nicer when I actually align it. Now I need to do... maybe I should make this like 50, so I can actually see what I'm doing. That's probably a good idea. I might do the same with this one down here as well. That way things can be seen. And I know where I've actually put a line. So I didn't know I was missing a line up here. And then there's a hand, which is disgusting, and I hate drawing hands. I hate drawing hands so much. And there's an entire second arm over here that's just like chilling. Because I know what the pose is, and now I'm going to look at my hand for a second. The fact that I'm wearing black gloves is not helping that at all. Thumb, then fingers, and then just some shit happening up top. Okay. Then you just chuck an arrow through that. What the shit have I just done? Okay. Oh no. Oh no no no. Oh dear. Ugh. That's the wrong way to put that in the thing. I need a reference. I need an actual reference. Oh god, I was not... I got caught off guard by that again. Alright, hand reaching for arrow in quiver. Please. Please! Please. The references. The hands. There we go. Okay. Alright, so I did it completely wrong. Gotcha. Bitchin'. Cool. Just chill that out for a second. Just yeet. There we go. That's a hand. That's actually not a... I mean, it's very rough, but that is probably the closest I've gotten to a hand in a while. That's actually one of the better hands I've drawn, and that's not a great sign. Okay. In general, but it's fine. It's testament to references, I guess. Remember to reference things. And then this hand is holding a longbow, which I need to actually try and get that in. She probably won't actually use the longbow, but longbows have better stats, which is why I picked it. Even though technically she doesn't start with a longbow, so I used the simple martial, I think, or something to get that. I don't remember how I acquired. I might have to check that. She might not actually have a longbow, but we'll just pretend it's a bow. Just a bow that exists. So it's a fairly, like, shallow curve, this bow, with a slight tip at the end. Because it needs to hold the thing and thing. So I guess if we're on an angle, it's probably something like this, right? Something kind of like that. It doesn't have to be in a whole lot of detail, and then just a slight bit. It's not full recurve, I don't think, based on that reference. It doesn't look like it's a full recurve bow. And it is for a very short person. Like, that bow is probably taller than she is on that model. Like, that is a... It is a long bow. Put it that way. It is a long bow. I know that's definitely taller than she is. She's only like 3 feet. Like, she's as small as she could go. And I'm pretty sure that the goblin is also exactly 3 feet. Whereas I have no idea how tall Turtle Man is. I don't really have a reference. Like, yes, the sword is always the same size. But because of the angle, I can't tell depth very well. I do have an alternate shot of this, actually, because I got 2 pictures from both of them, and I obviously have this model saved. So I can get this in any pose I want. I can't get these in any pose I want. I have the 2 angles of the same picture, basically. Actually, wait. I think I had an alternate picture so I could actually see the goblin's shirt better. I do. No, I got it basically right. It's fine. It was close enough. Who gives? No one's holding me to this. No one's gonna hold me to this. I'm not... Oh, that's not the window. It's not gonna be an issue. Don't open Notepad? Jesus. Why did I open Notepad? Close that. Oh, jeez. Anyway, that's my Bloodhunter, specifically. Cool. I can actually erase her lines. I think I can erase both of their lines, because they're basically, like, I've lined them otherwise. I probably will need to shift her position slightly, just in general. But by and large, we good. And we need down to Turtle Man. And I'm gonna have to move all of you down so I can actually see Turtle Man's face. God damn it. Son of a bitch. Okay, I'm just gonna have to grab Turtle. Grab Turtle. Move the heights. Grab Turtle. Move you down here so I can see ya. See ya! That's the way. And then I just move these people over a little bit so I can get a bit... Well, I'm gonna need a lot of space for his sword is the thing. So basically where they were was fine. That's the good spot for them. Because I need to make that sword big. I did already try and sketch in roughly where his shell would go, which, good luck. You may notice that I've basically just copied that pose for this, because I don't know. Hold on. Did I use the alternate references this one? No, I didn't. I'm gonna grab the alt ref real quick. Maybe. Do I need the alt ref? His face is... What angle? His face is more on the angle of this reference, so I'll take this reference. That's the wrong window as well. So no fish. Okay. Get into the reference area. Into the arena. And then I'm going to... Object? Oh, shit. That has scaled up surprisingly well. That is well better in scaling than I would have anticipated. Oh, I'm using additive. I'm using additive. Babe. We got a head ref. We needed it. Trust me, I needed it. If nothing else, I can not. It cannot be said that I cannot draw people. I cannot draw animals, which is why every time people make me draw, and I say people, I mean me. When I end up drawing like birds and shit, that's on me. And also on you. This is your fault. Neither of the players who are responsible for this are present, but they will know. I will tell them. This looks like I'm trying to draw a fucking, like, Waluigi. Does that make sense? Do we understand how I've imagined a Waluigi out of this? I need to just make that, like, curly, and we have a Waluigi. That's unfortunate. I didn't want to draw a Waluigi. This also probably needs to be bigger. We're getting to a state. We're now entering oh no turtle territory. I also don't know what the hell these are and how they got them. I'm gonna play around in here once again. I need a reference. So let's close the pantsless halfling and grab the turtle. No, not Tudu. Not Tudu. Turtle. And then what item in the back is that? Is it a horn? What horn is it? Not that one. Not that one. What the hell horn is that? It's not the spike, it's not the fin, it's not the spike horn. It's not the halo. It's not the lizard thing. Is it hair? Oh, it's meant to be hair! Oh, that's why I didn't find it before. Cause it's like dreadlocks. It's literally short tentacles. That's what that is. Okay. That makes more sense. That I can understand, I think. What the fuck kind of expression is that now that I'm looking at it? What kind of expression did you put on him? Cocky as shit, yeah. And then just, Oh. Incredible. I don't know what any of these characters' names are, but I love them. And knowing this combat module in general and the DMs that are running it, all three of these characters will die in the next encounter that we end up in. Like, that's just a fact, you know? Like, I have come to accept this as a matter of course, that if I make a character and I bring them and I'm like, I love this character, they will just straight up die. And there is not a whole lot I can do about that. Because, like, I couldn't do anything about Sakine. Sakine was just literally sitting there. I did not move for the entire Axpeak encounter. Sakine just sat in her wheelchair, in the battlefield, just being like, I don't know what you expect me to do about this. And it's like, to die, I guess. It's like, yeah, I suppose. And so she did. But it was like, ooh. Took a goddamn while, I'll tell you that. I need to restart this face. Okay, so what's the angle? What angle is your face at, bud? Let's go with something like this. Okay. Then we need something from the middle. I'm gonna start from the bottom. On the bottom, come out a little bit. And that's where that starts to, like, curve back up. This is like a big ol' nose. I'm not gonna be able to see chat is the issue again. Like, that's part of the thing. I have to keep coming back to check. Just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Because I have Hero Forge on the other monitor so I can see what I'm doing. So even though I said, oh, I'm gonna start drawing before stream and prep, I clearly did not. As evinced by the fact that this, attempting to figure out how this face works, is going to take maybe 10 minutes at least. We consider that circle a very rough guide. That head is gonna be huge. That head does not fit on that body. How big is your bloody body, dude? Shit. If I check this on a 50, that might make it a little bit easier to see. Yep, that is something, alright. Shit. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't know. Issue is the head actually, like, ends, like, there. The head ends significantly earlier than I anticipated. I did not realize that the head was that skinny. Okay, I think that's, like, roughly the size of it. Close. I know. Why are you telling me to manage my dashboard now? I've been alive for half an hour. Did I drop again? Please don't tell me I dropped. I didn't. Now I have summoned the devil. He will deal with its consequences. Boop. Bap. Friendly eyes. It's gotta be something friendly about you. Because the rest of it ain't it. And then have your weird tentacles. You can have those. I don't know why he has tentacles like that. That is not a me problem, per se. My issue is not... I'm not designing anything here. Ooh, that's not... in... pen pressure? Okay, cool. I would like it if it didn't do that. I don't need to get scared that I need to restart my entire goddamn computer. So let's not have that happen. Let's keep pen pressure on. Please. That would be nice. I would like to keep pen pressure, thank you. Hey, Satrium! Hello! Good day to you. Hopefully you're having a good day. I am cold. And I was having a good day until I realized I would have to draw a turtle man, and now I'm attempting to figure out what that means. And the thing is, right, that if it were up to me, if I hadn't promised that I was going to do this drawing to the people whose characters these are, mine and two of my fellow players, I would probably be doing art for something else. Because, turns out that when 3 people separately tell you, hey, you should GM a game at some point, that tends to be very convincing. And so I accidentally started doing Adventure April. And so if I wasn't drawing this, I'd be drawing a bunch of ladies, which would have a purpose, but, like, it would just be that, again. So, maybe this is a good thing. Doing a bit more prep for your D&D session. Nice! Nice. Hell yeah. Prep D&D. Whoop. I don't know what the hell's happening with this arm. I know what the vibe is with the arm. I don't... Why? Hold on. If I erase that, does that make it any better? If it goes like this instead? Marginally. Something's up with this arm. Something's wrong with this arm. Something looks up with this arm. The arm is too long. The arm is not. That might make that better, I think. I mean, that makes it slightly better. And also, more room, please. Thank you. I don't know what the hell these gloves are. What are these gloves? Dude. What? Gauntlet. Maybe. Yeah. If I just don't. I'll have to run a council meeting today. Oh, that sounds very interesting. I have no idea how that's gonna work out, but I imagine it's gonna be very fun for everybody. At least I can draw a hand doing that. This I can do. Ah! No, 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 no. No, don't do that. I'm learning a lot of, shortcuts, apparently. But not the ones that I want to learn. Yeah. Hell yeah. I'm sure it will be very entertaining. I should not be drawing the sword yet, but I'm going to just chuck in a block. And just, I'll deal with the blade later. Is he wearing a shirt? This angle is not helping. Is he wearing a shirt? Yes, he is wearing a shirt. But only kind of. He's got, like, some fucking turtleneck looking ass thing, and then it just sort of comes in the front. Like, he's only wearing... I guess he's just wearing, like, the chest plate and literally nothing else. Like, he's not wearing anything under it. Which, whack. Don't do that. That's bad. That's bad for you, dude. But, like, I guess, like, you're the boss. You're the mutant turtle man. You can do whatever you want, I guess. I can't stop you. But also, no. Don't do that. That's awful. I don't know what the hell his other arm is doing. Neither of the poses actually... I tried to figure out what pose the guy had used to make it, and I couldn't, because I don't know what's happening with the second arm. I don't know where to put it. It does sound really uncomfortable. I know, like, turtles have fairly strong... I guess the issue is you can't really get clothes on over that shell. So I guess you just put something on that covers the front. And then... I don't know. I don't know. I'm not paying attention. I don't know what's happening in there. The biology is not my problem. Big box. And other big box. And pants. I have some pants. I can roughly draw pants. This I can do. His very big legs. His legs have been drawn as thick as this halfling's torso, and I don't think that's actually how perspective works. Oh, is that meant to be his knee? Oh, that's weird. Okay. That's a posing situation. Okay. It meant to be his knee, apparently. Or something like around his knee, so it's not something like this. Something kind of like that. And then we get to the situation, which I will only refer to as situation, which I have to try and figure out how the shit these feet work. I'm going to pull up Hero Forge again. I need to understand. Okay. Okay. I can't see chat though, so that's my problem. You can only see 2 of them from this angle. It looks like. You can only see 2 of them, and I immediately went to use my tablet pen to spin it, but I can't actually see it at that angle. Like, my tablet pen doesn't work on the second monitor because it breaks if you do that. So it's something like that. That's a feetsies. That's one feetsies. Then I need to get the other angle, which is like that, where you can see all 3, but the idea was I could hide it using literally 2 other bodies. Which I think is pretty clever, and just hide the fact that feet are weird and gross using the entire second and third characters in this picture. Like, you don't have to see anything in there. And I might genuinely just hide this foot. Because I don't want to deal with it, is the issue. Like, I don't know what's happening in there, but I'm scared. I'm scared of what is happening in there. Oh god, I immediately went to eat. No snacky. No snacky. I am gonna just I need to, actually, wait, first of all, I need to actually do, I think, slight, do I need to rotate him, or do I need to, I'm gonna need to free transform him a little bit. Not that way. Looks like he has a ponytail because of how that looks. I think that'll work. And then the idea is I can just bring him a little bit over, like here. And I can hide him using the halfling's coat, which is basically the plan. I'm just gonna hide it. I think this is clever. The perspective is fucked as shit because you have no idea where he's actually supposed to be standing, but it's fine. We're not gonna deal with this problem. Oh yeah, no, it's one halfling, a goblin, and a turtle. There are 2 other characters, but I don't remember what they are. And I can't find out, is the thing. Because we weren't taking it extremely seriously. I remember that I was a tiefling cleric, and that the goblin's previous character was I think like a halfling artificer or something. Because we were going to work together if we both survived the emu encounter, which we didn't. If we had survived, the artificer was going to rig up my wheelchair to have a platform on it, and they were going to fire their pew-pew cool gun from the back of the wheelchair. But unfortunately, that was not to be, because both of us ate shit. It happens. And so I don't remember what the other 2 members of the party are, but there are at least 2 other people that were playing last week. No, 3 other people. There are 3 other people, but one of them had to leave early, so he didn't have to face the Axe Beaks, because he was streaming. I believe he's streaming right now. But I haven't checked. He was streaming last I checked, which is about like an hour and a half ago. But he's streaming like Apex Legends or something. So he went off to stream, so he didn't have to fight the Axe Beaks. Which seems like a pretty piss poor excuse to me, personally. Like, oh, coward. I think that was a barbarian. I think he had a barbarian, a wizard. We have more members of the party. It's just these are the 3 that are Bloodhunters, and these are the people we care about as a group. I need your fucking shield? Why'd you put a shield in your bag all the way over there? I don't know. That's a shield, baby. That do be a shield, though. If I remove that, and if I close the reference tab, there's a lot going on in there. I should also probably reverse the order, because I think, based on literally everything, it should be the other way around. So you should be up top there. And then what I can do, real quick, very quickly, is that doing anything? No, because the wrong way around. So I'm erasing his shit at the moment. So that way you can't see any of that, or any of that bit there. And then up here, you can't see any of that. I mean, like that. Is basically what's happening here. Which makes enough sense. You have enough stuff for today's session, at least can't prep more. Sure, as prepping a council, if you have no clue what the players will bring up, is pretty hard. Yeah, I guess that is true. Pretty much all you can do is be like, okay, so here's the council, and here are their rough personalities. So if the player says an idea, this person will be like, yeah, sure. This person will be like, no. You can just personalities, and that's basically as far as you can get with that, unfortunately. Okay, I'm gonna erase those. Ugh. Okay, and now I'm gonna... God, that turtle is huge. That's a big turtle. And I can't center on Paige. Oh, I didn't finish the sword either. I can't actually get the content to center, because that's not how Clip Studio works. I think that works. Yeah, basic personalities, you know where the members come from, what their interests are. Yep, that's basically all you can ask for, really. And knowing your players, you may not even get there. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Like, I've prepped this big encounter, I've prepped this whole, like, everything is gonna be great, and then 2 sessions later, we finally reach it, and it's like, oh, oops. That's a big sword. I need the smaller one again. I remember why it was on small before. Oh, and the issue is it doesn't fit on the page. Please, let me drag the... Oh, I'm using the wrong... I'm on the wrong group. Move that over a bit. Move that over a wee bit. Just a tad. Just a tad. Okay, something like that. His sword? I can make it nicer. Yeah, oh, what's that small detail over there you put flavor? Let's investigate that for 4 hours. Yeah. Or they just start bantering and you're like, well, my players are having fun and they're role-playing, but they are not progressing the story at all. It just evolves into like an hour-long digression about like plants. And you're like, what? Why? Why are you talking about plants? What are you doing? Why? But it's fun, and that's what's important. Okay, so what I'm gonna do... Yeah, that is true. It's a lot of fun to... I mean, I'm like speaking as a player, because I haven't GM'd before. Like, being in a session where it's just people chatting, that shit's great. I love that. Like, that's just a lot of fun. Prop lines. So we're gonna prop line that one. 50. Yeah, boy. This is gonna be a pain in the ass to line. But luckily I'm doing it with the sketch pen because I don't care. I don't care enough. Your player is willing to spend time during the RP counseling and enough talk. Stab someone. I don't want to judge people like that, because people get enjoyment in different things in role-playing games. And having fun by stabbing things is a type of fun. But also, And just because I'm the kind of player who would like to try the pacifist option first. So a player who never tries the pacifist option and immediately goes for murder, I'm like, what are you getting out of this? Huh? But like, they're having fun. As long as they're not ruining my fun, I'm fine. They're the talkative type. Hell yeah. So we're all good. They're not gonna murder the council. This is fine. We do not have a problem. I have been having that because I started accidentally doing Adventure April because basically 3 AM happened. And a lot of things happen at 3 in the morning when I don't want them to. And I'm vaguely working on it, and I'm like, this is basically turning into a very roleplay heavy module, which means if players are not paying attention and don't give a shit, they are getting nothing out of this. This is giving them absolutely nothing to work with. I'm like, that's unfortunate. Oh well. My game, my rules. You're here to do detective work, damn it. You will do detective work. If you don't want to do detective work, get out of my table. Get out of here. Shoot. That said, I don't expect to ever run this campaign or the one-shot that I'm writing. Not for the immediate future, definitely. Where am I going tomorrow? Do a last proofread. Yeah! That's a solid plan. I know what I'm doing with those ears. Just ears. I made her hat smaller. I don't like the fact that I made her hat smaller. I'm making her hat bigger again. I'm making the hat bigger. He deserves a big hat. That's what she deserves. It is a good plan. I finished my plan article a while ago, so I have free reign to work on my adventure article. The issue is that I keep feeling bad because I have no words. Like, I don't submit any of the words because it's not, like, proper writing, because I'm mostly just still writing notes, like, so, who the fuck is the murderer, and how did they do the murder? These are very important things that I don't entirely know yet. Well, I kind of do. I know who did the murder, and I know why, and I think I know how. But those are like, I'm just writing notes like, so, who's the murderer? I'm literally saying, like, in text, so who's the murderer? What's their deal? I'm basically writing a stream of thought, so I don't submit any of those words. Oh, okay, that's weird. Ah, I see why it held that. That's strange. Finished it quite a while ago. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Satrium. Example, he had one that, given the right character, he'd counsel for 4 hours. But now he's playing a half-orc former gladiator champion. Hello, stop that or I'll kill you. Is the limit of his negotiating now. So what happened, Bob, is because you wrote I'll kill you, it got flagged by the bot. It got flagged by the bot as, like, hostility, so I had to let it through so that it could actually be seen by everybody else. Because, you know, the bot, it has its specific list of terms, and I'll be honest, it's probably a good thing that it had that term on it to begin with, but it did not account for a quote relating to like, RPG times, you know? So that's why. It was just an auto mod thing. But it's all good. I have sorted the problem. It is visible for the people. Sometimes tech is like this. I don't know how it works. You know, I have my bard who will talk to you for ages, and then my impatient fighter who will just hit you when she gets something. Yeah. It's a matter of character and of player, because, like, you know, characters don't happen in a vacuum. And usually players will pick the type of character that suits them. So there will be people who will just never play the diplomat, and players who will play the diplomat sometimes, and sometimes will play big attack time. It kind of depends. I usually tend to play diplomatic characters. That said, because like my warlock is fairly diplomatic, except if you specifically piss her off, which she is very liable to get pissed off. So she can and will just give up on you. But otherwise, the other character I have is a, like, grizzled mercenary. He does not have time for this shit. Just tell him how much you are paying him or shut up. He does not care. He's having fun. I need to know what this shield actually looks like. What does this shield look like? What shield is this? What shield is that? Is it that one? Oh my god. Jesus. Christ, alright. Oh no. Oh, that's gonna be a pain in the ass. I didn't want to draw that. Alright, let's get... Right, well, hold on. I'll have to just keep alt-tabbing, because I don't want to take screenshots of it if I don't have to. Will you budget much opposite of what I do? I'm not a talkative guy. Yeah! No, that's fair enough. It's fun to go out of your comfort zone, and in TTRPGs is basically a good place to do it. I know that one of the ways that in my like D&D campaign, one of the ways we've tried to make sure that, like, to make it easy for people who don't, because like my character is supposed to be pretty diplomatic. I'm not necessarily very eloquent, as perhaps we all know. And so my DM allows for us to just say, my character asks questions about this, and then I don't have to actually ask the questions if I can't word it. Like, if I'm just like, I can't figure out the words, this is what I'm trying to do. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah. Which is fun. But it also, like, you still have that option to just actually say it and actually roleplay it. Which is how I accidentally lied to a child once, because I just started talking and then went, wait, shit. Accidentally lied to a child's, well, not to a child's face, but like I did lie to a child, and I was like, that's not in character, but I can't do anything about that because I was already well in at that point. There was no turning back from that one. It wasn't a lie that hurt the kid, was the important part. I did not harm the child by lying about what I was lying about, but I wouldn't have done it, which is fun. Oop, that's the wrong page. I need the Chrome back up. How do I draw this? God, I need to rotate this actually. That's what I need to do. Yes! Yes! Okay, so horn. Horn here. One horn here. Jesus, you give me the most detailed shit, and I'm just like, what are you doing? I draw, like... I don't draw goblins already. You don't have to make this even harder on me and give this goblin the most detailed shield imaginable. What are you people doing? They are getting enjoyment out of my suffering, I think, is what's happening here. So I will be very mad at them when I talk to them next. I'll be like, why would you do this to me? Why would you make your character so detailed? My character is literally just a short woman with high heels who have bow. Shoot you with bow. This is a very simple character. Yes, her cloak is silly, but like I can just add floof. This is detail. I probably didn't actually have to draw this detail, but I'm here now, so I might as well do some of it. It also means that I can hide more of the boots, which is good, because I don't want to reveal that I cannot draw boots. I probably should have a different layer for some of this, actually. So that was a a poor decision on my part. C, Control V, Control T. Yeah. Yes. I probably should have copied that off the layer entirely. Make sure of that as well. Not as charismatic as my bard, same way the play. Yeah, exactly. It's nice to just have that, because some DMs will make you have to say every line in voice, and I'm like, I'm not doing the French accent if I don't have to, and sometimes I can't think of words, so I'm just gonna say what I mean. You're a bard in a game now. You know shady taverns and how to work them. We're looking for an informant, a shy, reclusive, reluctant one. My plan? Identify, befriend, get info. As I'm asking the bartender for info, the party paladin is rushing up the stairs and is in the informant's face, in public, demanding info while I stand at the face palming. Yeah, and yes, we discussed my plan before entering, and no info. The informant fled. Oops. Oopsie daisies. That didn't go well. Oh no. Oh yeah. Sorry, I decided to just be very hungry. I have no excuse for those. Those are too high, aren't they? Damn it. There we go. Okay, and then merge these two. And then I can bring them down a bit more. There's an entire skull up here that oh, what is happening in there? This might have been a good time to use the Symmetry Tool, now that I think about it. Bit late for that. I feel like I'm drawing something and I don't know. I know what I'm drawing, like obviously I'm just drawing like some weird skull, but I'm like, this reminds me of something, and I'm pretty sure it's Homestuck, and that just makes me upset. Because it keeps happening. Oh, scroll that down a bit more. I'll probably just leave that. Well, I'm sketching now, and this is not really what I was supposed to be doing on this layer. I was supposed to be actually drawing it. This is not easy. Cameron! You dick. Why would you do this to me? Ugh. Fuck, where the fuck did that line? Oh, that's the piece of paper. This has happened twice. It's becoming a party meme. Oh no. I did that once with my fighter. Our bard just kept talking and talking and talking. It did not go anywhere. So I got impatient, walked up to the guy, and just hit him in the face. Suddenly, they talked. Sometimes that works. Sometimes threatening them works. Sometimes it does not. I know at one point in our D&D campaign, we captured this pirate because he started fighting us because, well, because we were... They were allied with the townspeople, and the townspeople had just swapped sides. And so they were coming to, you know, fight them and be like, what the fuck? And then we insulted his manhood and he fought us instead. And we were trying to interrogate him for info. And we initially tried to be, you know, very diplomatic. I poked him with a stick a couple times, but it's a quarter stuff. I'm not doing anything to him. And he's just like, nah. And then the paladin of all people is like, I'm gonna go find some torture implements. Like, what? And then the DM's like, listen, you don't have to do that. He's not gonna tell you anything. He's not gonna tell you anything. There is no point in doing that. It's like, oh, okay. Then we give up and let him die, I guess. It's like, yeah, that's the way to do it. I'm trying to teach the paladin the benefits of occasional subtlety. It's going to be a long, slow process. Yep, I can imagine that. I have to add, my fighter is an impatient drow with slight anger problems. She does not give a fuck. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Why bother sometimes, you know? That's not the button. That's not the button either. I forget that I've rotated the canvas. No. I was working on that. I have to do it here. Here we go. Here we go. That's the wrong button. That is the skull. I've made the skull too skinny, which is a little bit frustrating. I've made the skull too skinny. If I just. That's a bit closer to the desired size, I think. Skulls. What do you expect from someone that just wants to find a way back home? Yeah, exactly, right? Like, at this point, I would like to be home, so I do not give a shit. Completely reasonable. As I cut her face on its cuffings. It's a shield. This is a shield that she's holding, and I got distracted by it because it's in front of everything. So I went, okay, I'm gonna draw the shield first, and then I remembered that I didn't know what the shield actually looked like, so I went on to Hero Forge and I opened it, and I was like, okay, so what shield has Cameron put on this goblin? And this is the shield that Cameron put on the goblin. And so now I am drawing the shield that Cameron chose for the goblin. And that is his fault. He has done this to me. This is his crime. I have done nothing. I am simply trying to draw a skull. Very badly. Because I don't... Like, people who were present when I drew the... Oh, wow. Wait, what? Oh, wow. We don't talk about that. Who were present when I tried to do the Pariha Coral cover. I can't draw skulls for shit, and that was a small skull. This is a big boy skull. He has the whole head. Hey! Hungry, welcome. I'm drawing a very annoyingly detailed shield. Yeah, small screen, phone, not enough copy. I plead temporary insanity. Yeah, temporary insanity accepted. I hold nothing against you. So yeah, I'm drawing a shield, and I need to fix the tusks were like weirdly doing the thing. Here we go. So I'm drawing a shield with a skull, because that is what the player has chosen, and that is what I must do. I think that's as much detail as I'm willing to do. I don't care enough. No, it's just a cool shield. That's literally it. I have missed the detail, but I've decided that I don't care. I've decided that he has asked me too much. He has asked for too much from me. I'm like, hey, I'll sketch your character if you send me a reference. He's like, yeah, cool, here you go. And I'm like, thanks. Wait, what is this? What have you done? I will complain to him. I will tell him. I will give him a piece of my mind. On Monday. He will know. He will know what he has done. So now we get to the rest of the character that exists. So that's the shield arm, which you don't have to draw any more of because you don't see it. It's very useful. Here's the thing. We're gonna keep the belt nice and simple. Because I don't want to draw a belt. Tangent, no! Tangent, no! Why would you do this to me? We'll fix that. We'll avoid a tangent with this. The patented technique. It's working. Okay, and then there's something that goes under here, I think. Just goes like that. Imagine if people, just to have you make a centipede carrying stuff, but I want exactly 125 legs. I would be very upset. I would be inconsolably upset, and at that point I would just like, okay, so if you're gonna be a masochist about this, you need to at least pay me. Or they're gonna be a sadist, right? If they're gonna be sadistic, they need to pay me. I don't do that for free. I'm doing this for free because I thought it would be funny. But like, if they wanted me to draw a centipede with 125 limbs, they are paying me money. I don't do that for free. Certainly not in public. Okay, 150 Aussie dollars is something I would probably do it for. I would probably do, considering what I already do for a unbelievably small amount of money, which is deliver junk mail, I'd probably do a lot of shit for $125. $150 even. Like, I would do a lot of shit. So if they said, I'll pay you $150 to draw a centipede with 125 limbs, I'll be like, yep, nah, I got you. Hand me the money, and I will give you something. Something will come of it. I don't guarantee its quality, but you will get something out of that payment that you've bestowed upon me. This curse that you have given me of the dark knowledge. Because I'll do it. I'll do it. I can count. That is their, if they want to spend that money on that, that is their prerogative, and I would not offer the service, but if asked. If they mentioned it first. Then again, I don't draw animals, which I think has been established by the Darcy thing, and by the turtle that is hovering up in the thumbnail, and we don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. What is happening up here? What is that? What is that? What is that? Oh, it's like a thigh guard? Cool. I think all insects are hard to draw. Especially because I'd have to look up reference. I'd have to. Like, I don't know what insects look like. And that's a lot to emotionally ask of me, is to look up insects. Like, I'm not as scared of insects as I used to be. That doesn't mean I want to look at insects for fun. Like, in my spare time and be like, yes, insect. I mean, yeah, but, I mean, hold on. Yeah, you basically just go like, it's a beetle. I think this is the first time I've ever drawn a beetle. Don't look at it. That didn't happen. We're not gonna address that. But that is a beetle. Oh no. I mean, like, I'd do it. But, like, the question is why somebody is paying me specifically to draw beetles when my specific thing that I'm good at drawing is very soft people. I draw people that are, like, round. I draw round people. That is my specialty, is people that, like, are round and have a lot of soft edges and curves. If you're asking me to draw a beetle, you have fundamentally misunderstood what I do as an artist. Because that ain't it. Chief, that ain't it. You know? It would be very confusing, I think. I would be very confused by it. I don't think that's how the shoe looks. I don't know, that is basically what the shoe looks like. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, some beetles, especially if you're not super familiar with beetles, like you're not an entomologist or whatever, beetles do just be looking the same a lot. Beetles do be looking similar a bunch. And that's just kind of something you have to deal with. gonna do that. I'm gonna do that first, and then we're gonna come back, and we're gonna figure out that second belt. Get in. It's like, this is the wrong species. Like, bro, you didn't specify. Exactly. That's why I'm like, visual reference, text reference, just gotta give me something. I'll take Google Images. You just give it to me. Just tell me what you want. Tell me in words and visual. Just inform me, please. So I think some of them kind of do, because they're like, oh, I said a beetle, and I obviously meant this beetle, and it's like, I didn't even know that beetle existed. Why the hell would I have assumed that? That's always like an issue with any descriptive medium. Like if you're describing something, like you know exactly what you mean, and everyone around you has no earthly clue what you're talking about half the time. This is why I like to draw, because it means I can just show you and be like, this is what I mean. It's like, oh, that makes sense. Ideally. Ideally, that makes sense. Those are feet. That's a foot area. I haven't drawn the eyes or the nose. It's a bit weird. Let's get in that. Let's get those done. Oop. Yeah, and then eyelid. Big eye. Moon hits your eye. Big pizza pie. That's amore, baby. No, as a developer, I know the feeling. But I wanted to have X feature this way, not the way I initially explained it to you. You should have known. Right? They're like, you should have known. It's like, how? How was I supposed to know that? You didn't say anything. You didn't tell me. It's always a nightmare. And it's kind of something you just have to deal with a little bit. Because the people are always going to be bad at explaining things. Especially, like, if they don't know the sort of things that you would need, if they're not in your... Oh, interesting. If they're not in your field, there's always going to be that kind of thing. That's always just going to happen. That's just, like, a fact of life at the end of the day. Which is annoying, but yeah, you manage. You make do. At some point I changed line thickness, and that's very annoying, but I've decided that I'm not going to fix it. I'm not going to fix that issue. But I am going to specify, I'm going to merge these, and I'm going to specify size. What size is my current brush? My brush is currently a size 20. Oh, so this is essential to how you work? Why didn't you mention that? Only 5 weeks into the project. Only 5? Only 5 weeks. Oof. I feel like this is where I also need the... I'm gonna use Symmetry Tool. How do I use it? I've forgotten again. Where is it hidden? Symmetry Ruler. Yeah, boy. Yeah! Wait, no, I don't need 4. I need 2. I need 2. I need it to just do that. Alright. Alright, buddy! Yes! 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 And now I can fix it. Now I can fix it because it looks off. But it's basically good now. I've drawn a sword. Bitchin'. Yes! How do I turn the symmetry ruler off? When you do a pissing good job and they're like, hey, it's good enough for me. It's like, what do you mean it's good enough? Shit! I tried so hard! No! Hey there, welcome back. At least be like, it's so cool. I've never commissioned art except for the art my DM did. They obviously know quite a bit about the character, so it was rather easy. You spent them with over 1.5k messages while creating that character. Yeah, fair enough. That'll help most of the time, I think. Uh Oh, you were talking to the person on Reddit, weren't you, Day? Yes. Hell yeah. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for how that informs the direction of the rest of the stuff in the loosest sense. Hell yeah. Because I couldn't remember what you were doing. I thought you were still in transit for a second when you said you weren't going to be around much. I was like, oh, still in transit? I thought you were still in Newport. Newport? Newport. Please say words. Human words that have meaning. Okay, so that's Drisnat. I'm angry now. Looking at that shield, I am now angry. And that is why I'm going to yell at him when I see him next. I'm going to yell at Cameron. He will know what he has done. How's the name spelled? Great question. Hold on. Let's pull it up. Let's pull up. What did it say? Oh, Drisnit. Sorry. Drisnit. D-R-I-S-N-I-T. And then asterisk. Drisnit asterisk. I don't know if that's actually their name. I think that's just like a random generation name that he pulled. Because I did the same thing. Aurelius Night Surge is just a random generation thing that I pulled out. I'm not sure if I love the name Aurelius, but I'm going to keep it for now because I don't really care. By the way, opening. You bruised your... Oh no, Day! No! Don't hurt. Yes, that's Hero Forge. So basically what I did is I got myself and the 2 other members of the party in question to make little Hero Forge minis of their characters so that I know what they look like. If I was doing like an actual commission or something, I'd probably do it slightly differently. Like I might actually like, you know, get a bunch of images and do a bunch of stuff. But I was like, please make a Hero Forge. Do you have a reference? Please send it to me. Actually, because Cameron sent his just because he loves making Hero Forge minis. He has like 200 of them. What I sent to the other guy was, do you have any visual reference, Hero Forge mini or something, for the Bloodhunter? Please send it to me. And then I got a Hero Forge mini, and I was like, yes, 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 good. Because Cam and I made ours during the post game when we were designing the character. Oh yeah, Turtle Boy is going to be great. He's literally just a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And despite being a teenager, is by far the tallest person here because he's a turtle and the other 2 are halfling and a goblin. So there's no competition. We're both like 3 feet tall and he's like 5 foot at least. Now, admittedly, no one told me what size they are, but I just Googled it and went, yeah, okay, he's probably like 5 foot at least. I think the reference that I was using, I specifically put in 5'5" or 5'6". But I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then I immediately stopped using it because I didn't care. As long as it's clear that he is by far significantly taller than every other character here, my job is done. You know, like, I'm not that fussed. Get. Hero Forge is amazing, and I love the color system. I'm really excited for my minis to arrive. They're currently in New York, I believe, is where they currently are located. In transit. Because I got the bronze mini and the and a plastic mini, just a plain plastic, because I had spare money from the gift card, and I was like, yes, give it to me, give it to me. And so I just got 2 of them, and now they have been printed, and they are currently like I think Jamaica, New York. And I'm like, what the shit is Jamaica, New York? I don't even know. Why do you have a town called Jamaica? The shit. Why are you sending something to an Is there an international airport in Jamaica, New York? I don't know. Genuinely at a loss on that one. I didn't look it up. I clearly did not care enough to do research on what the hell a Jamaica is in this context. But I was like, yes. So I don't think it's a claymore. Let me look up what it actually was, because I did actually check. I think it was a great sword of some kind. Great sword. It is a German executioner sword. Which could mean anything. That could be anything. I don't even know. I'm going to look it up. Tell me about the sword. That's a big sword. Well, I guess it's a decapitation sword. It doesn't need to be pretty damn big. Ooh, baby. Them's big. Damn. That's a big sword. That's a paddling. Yeah, that's a paddling, baby. He's holding a paddle in his hand. He's doing great. I'm gonna leave the face for later. I don't want to deal with that problem. I've decided not to deal with the problem. I think I need to make the collar do more in this area. Which is to say, it comes up to about here and then it sticks out like that. Get a tangent. Make a tangent line. I don't care. I do care. Get rid of that. Remove that. Be gone. Oh, it's Simpsons. God damn it, Day. Stop making Simpsons jokes. I don't know any of them. There we go. There we go. I fixed the thing with the collar. I have now got a collar that, like, be bitchin' though. Dental plan. I do know that one. I am aware of that one. But only in the sense that I'm aware of the meme. Not from whence it came, per se. I knew it was Simpsons. I'm just saying I've never seen the source. I have never seen the source material. I am only familiar with Dental plan. And I'm pretty sure the first time I heard that it was thoroughly divorced from its original source, to the point that I don't think it was obvious. It's a thing. Yes. So, technically we're all Bloodhunters, so we are literally all the same class. But the Bloodhunters can be fairly diverse as a class. Like, by design, because of the different sub stuff. Different sub bits. So I'm playing an archer type Bloodhunter, and then one of them, because I'm a ghost slayer, and I'm like, yeah, boy, I'm gonna slay some ghosts. We're not gonna fight any ghosts, but I'm gonna slay some ghosts. And then the turtle is a mutant, and the goblin is a lichen type Bloodhunter. Which, if you're not familiar, Bloodhunter is the Matt Mercer homebrew class that he made. I'm unfamiliar with where that was in. I mean, I think she's supposed to be, yeah. I think she is basically a swashbuckling motherfucking pirate that also does blood hunting. And is maybe a werewolf. And then, Urilos is just like a high heel wearing ranger, because why not? And then we have, Michelangelo over here. Scroll back down. Don't deal with that problem. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. No, oh, okay. I assumed he'd used it in something, like he'd actually, like, I assumed it was like in Critical Role or something. And because I don't watch Critical Role, I don't know. I don't know. I assumed he'd used it somewhere. And I'm sure he has. I'm just not familiar. The pirate is not me. The pirate is somebody else. You met Cameron. You met Cameron on Monday. He's the one with all the who has the like 275 Hero Forge minis. So the pirate is his character. The archer is my character, and the turtle is someone else's. You did not meet. You did not meet the other player, because I think he'd already gone to bed at that point. But you have met the person playing the pirate Bloodhunter. Molly is one, I think, so I character in the second campaign. Ah, okay. Okay, that makes sense. I wouldn't know. I'll take your word at it, really. I didn't look into it. Because I didn't even know it was, I didn't really know it was a thing, because usually when I build characters, I stick to the very vanilla ones, because it's easier to get information for them. It makes my life way easier, to be honest. But because Matt Mercer is a well-known GM, and there's a wealth of information of, like, people asking, like, how do I build a good Bloodhunter? It was really easy to make a character using the class. Whereas if I use one of the, like, Unearthed Arcana ones, that might be a bit trickier. I mean, it also helps that the Bloodhunter class has been around for a while, whereas some of the Unearthed Arcana are not very, like, are fairly recent. Yeah, I'm just gonna vibe. I mean, these aren't really from anything. They're just characters in our combat campaign that we're running. Basically, whenever we're not actually doing anything cool on Mondays, we're gonna just run a bunch of, like, D&D combat. And hopefully none of these cool kids die. But knowing us, we will get set upon by emus. By many, many emus, and we will all die horrifically. Yeah, it is D&D. Yeah, we're just running some D&D combat, basically. This isn't really a campaign. Though I did come in with some hopes that there would be at least a little bit of character, which is why I picked Sakine as my original character. She was a tiefling nature cleric. And it was gonna be cool, because Cameron's character was an artificer, and we were gonna team up. And it was gonna be tight as shit, and then both of us just died horrifically in the same encounter, and we're like, well, okay then, never mind. Let's do something else. Let's team up a different way. No, your D&D session tomorrow got cancelled! No! At least your prep's ready. At least your prep is done, so you don't have to prep, like, you've got that prep done already. That's, you know, silver lining. You've already prepped, so you don't have to prep again for when it gets rescheduled. That sucks, though. Yeah, D&D is the one with the dice. You use all your fancy dice. This is the dice that I have on hand. These are my pretty dice. I have pretty dice. I have several sets of dice. I also have 3 spare sets of dice, because I gave them to Day, and then Day forgot to take them. And so I have... Oh, they're 2 different campaigns! I forgot how time works. So you get to GM today, but you don't get to play tomorrow. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. Sorry. I can barely keep up with my own things, let alone what everybody else is doing. I'm not good at this. How can I definitely hide the feet on that? If I do it like that, I'll hide the feet. I've been pinged. I'm worried now. Why have I been pinged? What is the message? Day, is it you? You done this? In characters. Yeah, I mean, it helps to have people to play D&D with. Ooh, that's rough, Day. Ouch. It does help, and it definitely makes understanding it easier, because I made my... when I did my first D&D thing, which is actually the arena campaign, a different run-through of it, but we ran through the combat. I used a pre-made character, which was the High Elf Fighter that they have to download on, like, I think D&D Beyond or something. You can just download a, like, you know, like a fighter and be like, yeah, that's it, me. And then I played as that, and they were able to, like, explain, like, combat to me. And then once I played it for a bit, I swapped characters to a dwarf cleric, who I have a mini of, but it's in the other room. And then now that I've played through, I played through 2 different combat modules, I'm now more familiar with D&D and can make my own characters. With some help from the internet, being like, how do I calculate my AC again? Please explain. Because it turns out I wasn't doing that properly, and I was like, uh-oh. Oh. You got incredibly lucky. Answered on a single Reddit left looking for game post. We played for 1.5 years. Nice! That's very impressive. Wow, that looks really thin. Okay. The line quality is... There's a lot happening with the line quality on this piece in general. It's getting really, really thin. I'm gonna have to reline a bunch of this. Depends. I think in the default game, I have no idea. I'm gonna close that tab because that tab is currently breaking behind me. Let's see. By default, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 player classes, races, sorry, which is like Dragonborn, Dwarf, Elf, Gnome, Half-Elf, Halfling, Half-Orc, Human, Tiefling. And then classes, there are 12. Barbarian, Bard, Cleric, Druid, Fighter, Monk, Paladin, Ranger, Rogue, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard. I mean, I'm sure you could find someone, like, I'm sure you could find a baton-esque, like, item and use it. What, are you gonna try and be like a cop or something? Like, police baton them? Provisional time for the next arc. A city of untested mines. Ooh. But one of the players invited me to another game. We've been going for 6 months now, and tomorrow is the second time we had to cancel. That's pretty impressive, though. Well, I mean, well, maybe, I don't know. I think that's a pretty solid run. You play 25 weeks and having to cancel a single session. See, that's good. That's solid. Because I do a Screamer. I'm a Screamador character. I'm not familiar with a Screamer. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a martial art in the Philippines. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Then yeah, like, because I know like there's like quarterstaffs and stuff. Quarterstaffs and stuff. Sorry, words are hard. So you could probably find an item, like a weapon similar to a quarterstaff. I know they're not like staves, they're more like there's batons, but you could probably find batons. Yeah, exactly. Handle like a club or a quarterstaff. And there's like, because like if you like with monk characters, they have a shit ton of weapons. Like they have like nunchucks and stuff, and that's similar already. So you can basically play a monk with the Screamer batons. And that would completely work. Like, there would be, most DMs, I think, would be like, yeah, sure, go for it. As long as you explained what it was and, you know, said, like, yeah, it's like a baton. It's like, oh, okay, easy, sure. And that sounds cool to me. Okay, now we're entering high heel territory. Don't pay attention to this. I don't know what's going on in here. Because I made the choice, I was like, I'm gonna give this halfling high heels. And it's like, but she's like a hunter, right? Why does she need high heels? It's because she's short. She's tiny. She's short. She's 3 feet tall. So she has like 3-inch heels on. Because you gotta make it work. You gotta get in there, yo. Just get nunchucks. Exactly. That's basically how it works. So you could definitely do that. Yeah, exactly. Reflavoring is fun. I think at some point Day was like, hey, so what does your Eldritch Blast look like? And I'm like, I don't know, man. A shooting star? And it's like, hell yeah. This rules. That's what it looks like now. Yes. Awesome. So my warlock just shoots stars at people, just like pew pew pew, and that is her entire vibe. It's just I shoot stars at people, and also set them on fire, because for some reason all of my characters are pyromaniacs. All of them have fire. And then I'm doing the murder mystery thing for the April adventure thing, and I'm like, I need a weapon. I need a murder method, and I'm like, what if you sacred flame them? I'm like, fuck. Shit. What is it with you and fire, though? I don't understand. It's a mystery, yo. Alright, see ya, Day. Rest well. Thank you for dropping by. Yes, different stats and abilities for classes and races, absolutely. Each class comes with different each race comes with different like perks. Like for instance, some of them are very charismatic by default, some of them are very strong, etc. And then oh, you're not going, it's gonna be on your phone. Okay, sorry, I assumed you were going to bed and like properly to bed. My apologies. But like, you know, you can yeah, humans are balanced. I mean, they're all balanced. They all have their strengths and weaknesses. Humans get ooh, what do humans get? Let's open it. Open back up. Character races. Because humans get +1 to all of their ability scores and an extra language. Elves get plus dexterity, some dark vision. I don't know what keen senses are. I think Fey ancestry is inability to be charmed, and they can sleep for 4 hours. They all have a lot of things, but the idea with humans is you start off with incredible stats. Your stats are just bonkers, but you have no extra on top of that, really. Because language doesn't come off very often. How dare you assume I'm sensible? I'm sorry, I try to think the best of my friends, Day. Yeah, human jack of all trades. Pretty much, yeah. That is their vibe. That is what they doing. But like and you don't have like I like playing around with them because sometimes it's like, for instance, I had that cleric was a tiefling. Tieflings are not designed to be played as clerics, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna play a cleric though. You can obviously play tieflings as clerics because like I think Jester in Critical Role was a tiefling cleric, but like that's not the standard you would pick, you know? Because if you were gonna pick a cleric, and you'd probably want like, hold on, what's the thing that clerics want? They want like wisdom or something, right? Because clerics like wisdom. Tieflings do not get a bonus to wisdom. So if you were going to play the best cleric, you would pick, none of them have wisdom. You'd probably pick a human or maybe a dragonborn or a dwarf, because they get constitution and strength, which are very useful. Yes, so clerics are different from warlocks and mages. So clerics are like priests, and they do healing primarily. They are a healing class. Warlocks do kind of eldritch shit. They ask like deities for help, and the gods respond and are like, hey, here's some power, but also you're kind of like weird now. And then wizards just like read books like a bunch of nerds, and that's how they get magic. The spellcasters all have like different like, and there's also sorcerers who just like are born with magic, like a bunch of assholes. I wasn't the worst of you. It's why I described him as an unrepentant horn dog posting homestuck memes about the tall vampire lady and a pirate. Day, I will kill you. Day, I will hurt you. How dare you? The worst part is it's a tall vampire lady pirate in Homestuck, which is the worst part about this. She's there. She's not hot though. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna elaborate further. I'm not gonna incriminate myself. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth on in this subject. I don't wanna go any further that. Druid, nature spellcaster, yeah, cleric, priest, warlock made a pact or something, wizard, learned magic, sorcerer, just can do it. And then bards make magic with art. They start playing their guitars. Hold on. No, my guitar's too far away. My guitar is way too far away. I can't actually reach it. It's over like a chair and behind a violin, which is broken. These are very sweet. Your mom is very sweet. Your mom is very sweet. That's why she thinks that. That is why she has this opinion of me. That's how this works. Okay, am I missing anything? I think I'm missing a face, obviously. I think I'm missing I mean, I didn't put the quiver in properly. I put the quiver in properly, and I haven't done the bow yet, but we'll get to the bow in a second. I think that's it. Your mom is awesome. Your mom is very cool. Having not actually properly met her, I think your mom is cool. From like what little I see of her, I'm like, hell yeah! Your mom rules! My mom is fine. Your mom is cool. You have a cool mom. These are my opinions. These are simply facts that I'm stating. How do I draw eyebrows? I didn't have to draw any on the pirate lady, so I didn't have to deal with this problem. Get. Oop. Eyeballs. 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 Yeah. Oh, the line quality. I might maybe go back and fix these ones to be skinnier. That's probably the issue. Yeah, she's been full supporting the hell out of you while you was dysphoria child. She went and got you carrots. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah for carrots. That's... I need to draw a bow now. Oh shit. That's not the angle. No. Okay. I need a on bow. Un bow. How to draw a bow. Shit. 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 Panic egg. Oh, that's perfect actually. That'll do it. What if I just do this? What if I just do like what if what? Why is it so big? Why is it so big? The shit? Stop it. Why is it so doing that? And just sat and listen while you process. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And that's how we make a quick bow. But your mom is awesome. That is my final opinion on the matter. Your mom's awesome. Alright, we have a bow. The bow is significantly thicker. I'm gonna have to fix these lines again. It's gonna be a nightmare. Jesus. I think I started at like a 40 and then moved down ever so, like, just slowly, just got skinnier and skinnier. I'm like, ah, shit. But I figure if I get all the lines in, I'll do that. Feeling a lot better today. That's good. I'm glad you're feeling better. Because I know that was a rough bit for you. And there wasn't a whole lot I could do about it. Posture check. Let me just fix that. And hi, Barb! And hydrate. Okay. Let's go. She was like, I haven't seen Isaac in a while. Just because she hadn't walked in while you were streaming. Hell yeah. I have hydrated. Good morning, Barbarossa. Welcome. You're coming at a good time. Have you? Actually, I don't know. I think you come at a bad time, actually, because now it's turtle time. Which, well, turtle time is turtle time. Oh, I'm glad that was helpful, because it was actually a lot of fun once we figured it out. It's morning for you. It's morning for you. It's nearly midnight for me. And now it is, oh, it is morning. Oh, okay, I got it now. I'm not smart. I've been awake since like 8:30. I had an hour nap. That was very good. The hour nap was very helpful. I recommend having a nap at like 1 p.m. It was a good nap. Because I had to go to work. And it was like, ew, gross, disgusting, ew. Okay, now we have to deal with this. Yeah, I'm doing alright. I was a bit tired, but other than that, except now, of course, we're dealing with the issue of the room, which is attempting to draw a turtle. And as someone who already barely knows what a turtle looks like, we've entered a problem. Yes, siesta to fiesta. Exactly. You will leave now to get some rest for your D&D session. Have a nice one and a good night. See you, Cetrium. Have an awesome D&D session. And hopefully your players hit that council you prepped hard for. Hell yeah. Okay. Geet shit. Geet shit. Geet shit. I've decided no one can hold it against me if the turtle looks bad. This is the only way that I'll get this done, is if I pretend the turtle is fine. It doesn't help that I usually do lineless, so this is not actually how I usually draw. I usually do not actually draw lines, but it's gonna be way easier if I do lines on this. Just because of, time. It will be surprisingly quicker to line it and then color it and have it just be a quick sketch than to actually properly do a lineless thing. And I'm not putting in that effort for free. They can pay me. If Cameron wants a commission, he can pay me. And then he'll be like, yeah, I want a commission. I'm like, oh shit. I don't know how to charge money. I don't know how to accept money. Ah! I'll just start panicking. And then he'll read that on Twitter and be like, are you good? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I do want money though, so I will do it, I'm just saying. This bit looks really thick for some reason. That's not how it's supposed to look. Don't do that. There you go. Thick. Here we go. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Folks, I think I'm getting somewhere. With this ugly turtle man. I'm getting somewhere by not actually caring how I get there. Because in my defense, no. No. I don't do this. This isn't what I do. I need that reference back. Hello. What uh-huh. What? Huh? Nope, I need this one. No, I need... Wait, what? Oh, that's my one. Where's that one? There we go. Okay, what is happening up here? Help. Help. It's fine. Nobody panic. I'm panicking. Again. I'm panicking again. Just a bunch of lines everywhere, basically, is what I'm getting out of this. And just lines for days, which is annoying, because I don't want to do that. And then he has the kind of haircut like he has dreadlocks, like, as in, like sort of dreadlocks like a white person would have. And then they're just, like, really, like, he's also balding at the same time. It's a very interesting haircut, is what I'm saying. It's not hair, but, like, that's what is happening. So that's a situation that I'm dealing with. And technically everything he's wearing is bones, and I'm like, you don't get that detail. I'm sorry. And here's the point in the night where I'm not going to give you that detail. There's a very detailed shield over there, and that is all we're getting. It doesn't go any further than that. Doesn't help that I can't see what I'm doing. As much as I wish I could. Which I'm just going to attribute to me going blind very slowly over the course of a single stream. Though I will say, I think that, like, the really bad, the headache that I got playing New Vegas last week, I don't think it went away, per se. Like, it obviously went away, but, like, a little bit, it did not... It still kind of lingers a bit. Like, it's not a migraine. It's just, like... Because I don't get those. It's just, like... It has made me sensitive. It which is very annoying because I use computers a lot. So I'm like, what else do you want me to do? I can't just stop using the computer. I have things to do. But at some point I'm gonna have to take like a Wednesday or something and be like, no computer. Read a book or something. The issue is that I don't actually no shit. Games. Oh, I have a game design book. Damn it. I should have thought of that before I started writing this goddamn one-shot. You son of a bitch. Okay. I forgot that I won a Kobold Guide to Game Design. Oh my god. Shit. Where's a good note piece of paper? Where's a note piece of paper? None of these notes are good. There's just paper everywhere on this desk. There is gum, there is a fruit bar, there is a power bank. I could probably take the power bank away, actually. Get out of here. I drained the whole power bank. That was not what I needed to do. Ah. I did not need 100% battery on my phone. That is the Bloodhunter note, isn't it? That's gonna be really annoying to use, though. It also has my language on it. Hey, okay. You know what? No, I'll write it in the notepad. I'll pull up my notepad and I'll write it in here. And I'll make a note so that I rename L. Oh yeah, I have to do stuff. Oh yeah, there's stuff in there. There's a bunch of random notes in here. Grab, bubbled, guide, tool gam, zine. You didn't really miss a whole lot. Because I was talking about how, because one of the gaming stream I did last week where I played New Vegas gave me an ungodly headache because they did not do that in a way that was remotely considerate of people whose eyes hurt. And basically I was like, oh, at some point I'm gonna have to take a day off to like not use computers a lot so that I don't hurt my eyes too bad. Like, take a day where I don't do any art and I don't do a whole lot of writing and I just read a book or something. And I was like, oh shit, I have a game design book. Like, about, like, RPG design and stuff. And so I was trying to find a piece of paper to write a note on before I remembered that I have a computer. And I can just write it down. And so I have written a note to tell myself to read a book. Basically. And at some point in the week, I will read a book. And that will go well for me, I think. I think that will be useful. Because taking a day out to not use computers, is, I genuinely recommend it. Because it usually helps me a bunch. Previously, I would take a painting day to do that. But I finished the painting, and I'm not showing it to anybody because it's bad. Like, it doesn't look good. Which is probably because I didn't do anything on it for, like, 5 months. Did not turn out well, unfortunately. And I don't really want to do any more painting at the moment. So instead, I'm just gonna take a day off to read a book. Different elements stuff. What do you... So in D&D, you mean? I mean... There are, like, spells that do... Like, they're, like... They have different damage types, so like there's fire damage, cold damage, earth damage. That's kind of like the element stuff. There's also different like types of magic, but that's like mostly if you're playing a wizard is where that will matter. Because like there's like evocation and there's like illusions or something. There's a whole bunch of types of magic, and I don't know any of them. I do not know a whole lot. I looked into wizards briefly because of the game, the one-shot thing, and then I went, what if I don't do that? And I just put the wizard aside and went, I'm not making a wizard for this. If someone wants to play a wizard and be a detective, that's their problem, but I'm not making a wizard. I don't want to deal with that problem. I don't want to deal with the classes. No. No, they're not. So, with the sorcerers, they basically... Oh, that's not the page I want. The issue is that D&D Beyond is blinding white. They can basically do a whole bunch. Often people will specialize Like they'll generally focus, but like it's good to have a nice variety of magic spells. So like for instance, like if I'm just looking at the sorcerer page, it recommends two of the spells that it recommends taking at first level is Ray of Frost, which is cold damage, and Shocking Grasp, which is lightning damage. So like you can get a good variety, and then there's a magic missile as well, which is force damage, which is just like you just hit him. You just hit him real good. So you can get a variety of stuff, and like it's a lot of variety. Yeah, technically. a lot of the classes have magic, but in fairly limited forms. Oh, oops, I've been drawing on the wrong layer. That's unfortunate. They'll have magic that's like in slightly different forms. So like rogues, I think, have some magic. I assume they do because one of the rogues in my party has magic. They have like invisibility or something. But it's a very limited amount of magic, as opposed to a spellcaster who has a lot of magic. Right? Am I incorrect? No, rogues don't have magic. Why does my rogue have magic, then? Retainers are weird. But, like, I think some of the time they have, like, things they can do. I don't know. Shit's complicated. So monks don't have magic, but they do have ki. They have ki points, which lets them do a bunch of shit. It lets them, like, hit multiple times in a turn, and, defend themselves better, or, like, run and jump. They get, like, and there are magic items, yeah. You can get magical items that can do a whole bunch of shit. The magical items are, there's a lot of them. I'm just gonna merge a bunch of these layers real quick. There we go. That's a turtle, man. That's a turtle, though. Ooh. Ooh, boy. That do be a turtle. So yeah, there's a lot of ways you can do stuff. Oop. I can't get this angle and my hand is starting to hurt, so this is not good. Luckily, coloring will be very easy. Because I will not put that much effort into it. I didn't actually figure out where his arm was going, so I think it's just kind of like his arm just going back behind him. And that way it isn't my problem. I don't care what his other arm is doing. Also, it's a bit of a mix, because it does differ between versions, and this stuff has roots in the absolute madness that is first and second. Beautiful days before game design. Yeah, shit gets a little chaotic in some of it. D&D is fairly straightforward, which I feel like I can say since I came into it last May with basically no prior knowledge. Basically, all you need to do is, like, read, like, the introductory pages properly. Actually read them. Don't do what I do and assume you know what it means. Read those pages. And then you'll be fine. They're not, like, too long, most of them. Usually it'll explain itself decently well. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, to reach that kind of like mana. Yeah. And it's specific to monks. No other class can do ki. Some of them have things that can do similar-ish things, but not. But like that's their thing. Their thing is we have the ki. We are attuned to some kind of force doing something. Oh yeah, there's bottles in here. How the fuck do you draw a bottle? Oh yeah, he draws a box. Dick shit. Listen, I've had a long day. I've had a long day. I don't. Thought, head empty. Help. go. Can the kid make a use key? Get it? God damn it. How dare you? How dare you bring puns into my stream? Banned. Banned. Banned for puns. Banned for crimes against language. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's absolutely like a kung fu movie thing. Basically, hey kids, you want to play as Jackie Chan or Jet Li? Here's how you do it. Here's the way. It's like, sweet. I do want to play as Jackie Chan and Jet Li and Bruce Lee and all that shit. Yeah. All them cool folks. Let's go. And I respect that. I haven't played a monk yet. I haven't played most of the classes though. Because for some reason I've played 2 different clerics. I've played the same warrior twice, but differently both times. I played a ranger once. I played a sorcerer once, technically. And then I played a cleric twice, and I've got my warlock currently. But I keep wanting to play warlocks for some reason. Like, I really like warlocks, I think. And I can't explain that in any particular fashion. I just think they're neat. If I had a potato, I'd be holding the potato and I'd be telling you that I think they're neat. Like, that's just my opinion on warlocks. I just think they're cool. And the core of the game began as swords and sorcery and the barbarian style stuff. Fight monsters, get treasures. Yeah. Akrima isn't like Kung Fu, but it kind of resembles Kung Fu. Yeah, I mean, most martial arts, you could probably say they resemble Kung Fu in the sense that all martial arts are a martial art that are similar. So, but there are some similarities, of course. So it's like it can be helpful. You don't have to, like, you know, if you wanted to just use the Akrima batons, you wouldn't have to play as a monk. It's just that was the class that made the most sense because they're a martial artist class. So, martial art. Wacky. Yeah, cool magic items, fight bigger monsters and get better treasure. Yeah. You don't have to play it in, like, medieval magic times. Most people do. That's kind of classical fantasy. Is fairly, like, Tolkien-esque. Yeah, you can play sci-fi kind of things in D&D. It's a bit complicated. If you wanted to play a sci-fi TTRPG, it'd probably be easier to not play D&D and play a different game. I think it's called Starfinder is one that I know of, I think, is a sci-fi TTRPG, and I'm not familiar with it, unfortunately. You can play D&D in sci-fi. You can do D&D in space, but it would require a little bit of work. I forgot I had a pencil. Put that away. Put that away. Put that away. Ugh. Ow. God. Arms. Ugh. And then luckily I hid the feet. This is a smart plan. Don't deal with the problem. Don't deal with the problem. Hide it. Hide it. Hide the problem. Do not face your shortcomings. Do not deal with them. You cannot see that foot. Also, a conic adventure, I think in second ed, is expedition to the Barrier Peaks, where your D&D characters find a flying saucer. Okay. Sure. Why not? Beautiful times prove worried about consistency and tone. I mean, yeah. It do be like that, didn't it? Back in the day, you just made some shit. It was wild the whole way. It was all wild. I say like I was there. I was not. I had no idea. I think for ages I thought D&D and WoW were the same thing. No, that wasn't it. I thought D&D was the, oh shit, what's it called? There was some, like, Mario Party-ass game on my school like, desktops in primary school. I thought that was what everyone was talking about. When everyone said Dungeons and Dragons. And they're like, oh, they're doing, but I'm playing, like, Mario Party. And it wasn't even Mario Party. Actually, no, Mario Party is the closest I can think of. It was basically Mario Party. And I don't remember what it's called. It's like Dice and Dragons or something. It was not good. But I thought that was Dungeons and Dragons for the longest time. And so I was deeply confused by everybody talking about it. I'm like, why are you talking about this game I played in primary school when I was like 8? Oops, that's the wrong button. That's a 0, not a, that's an O, not a 0. There are monsters, yeah, it's complicated. Some classes are going to be better equipped to handle certain things, yeah. Yeah! Exactly. I'm going to try and figure out what game I'm thinking of. Party-esque game with a dragon? No. No, that's not gonna help me, is it? Damn it. I don't remember. Generally balanced. Generally balanced. We've gone past 12, but at this point I'm gonna go until I finish line art, which means I'm stalling for time currently. What is that game called? It's not Numbers Up, is it? Numbers Up Volcanic Panic? No, it isn't. It is Numbers Up Volcanic Panic! I thought that's what Dungeons and Dragons was! Which... Well. Oh no, ooh, wait, hold on. Sorry, no one can see what I'm talking about. I will show you. Human Fighter is generally pretty basic, yeah. When I played my first game, I played a elf fighter, but I was still playing a fighter. There is a dragon in this though, right? I'm positive. You can play it multiplayer? It has a multiplayer mode? Oh yeah, of course it did. God, I remember that. Shit. My God. I'm getting there. I think it just started raining outside. What's the best image to describe what I'm dealing with here? That'll do it. Let's try and actually get in here. I'll have to do it this way because I don't want to deal with the problems of getting in. Basically, if anyone recognizes this shit, which no one will, this is what I thought Dungeons and Dragons was. It's not. But for some reason I thought this is what Dungeons and Dragons was. And the reason I thought it is because there is a dragon in it, and because you have to roll a dice. That's it. So, shout out to Numbers Up. Yes, draw and make your own characters. Do it! Do it! Do it! Make characters! Yes, 5th Ed is super accessible, and there'll be people who, people will, post on look for games. People will find it. People will play it. It's great! At least I have fun. I think most of my enjoyment comes from the fact that I'm usually playing with people that are, cool. Which helps a lot. It helps significantly. This looks less like scales and more like the edge of a pastry. You played Pathfinder in 2 sessions of 3.5e. There's no on... No, there kind of is. It's kind of complicated. There are, because there's, you can play D&D online. That's how I've been playing it, because you use, Roll20 and you talk with your party over, Discord or something. There is also, and, you don't have to use voice. You can just, type in Roll20, for example. And there are video game versions. I think Baldur's Gate is, strictly speaking, a Dungeons and Dragons game. Do not quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure Baldur's Gate is Dungeons and Dragons. It definitely is. I'm joking. So like there's a bunch of stuff like that, which is similar. It's not quite the same as just playing D&D around a table, but it is similar. As is Planescape Torment. Yeah, I forgot about Planescape Torment. So there are ways to experience some of the bits of D&D without having a party in person around a table. Which is good, because it's not like I've been able to be around a table with people. As a few of us. Oh yeah, Divinity Original Sin too, yeah. I forgot about that, because I don't own any of those. I do have, I have Pillars of Eternity, but that's not technically D&D. Ah, specifically Forgotten Realms. Ah, gotcha. Forgotten Realms confuses me, because it's the main wiki source for D&D, aside from, like, there's obviously, like, D&D Beyond, but you had to pay to do a bunch of it. There's Wikidot, which is mostly, like, telling me, like, stats and stuff. And then if I want flavor, you go to the Forgotten Realms wiki, and it confuses me, because all of it's in past tense, and I'm like, what the fuck happened? Why is this... The Forgotten Realms wiki gives me, like, a little bit of anxiety, because it's in past tense. It scares me. I'm like, what is going on? What are you people doing? What is happening in there? It scares me. I'm scared of it. Well, no, but, like, is it, though? Because, like, I think as far as I got in reading the wiki, like, to understand what was going on, I'm pretty sure there was a goddamn calamity. Like, the spell blight or something. And that's why it's like that. That's why it's in past tense, is because everybody goddamn died or something. I'm like, what the shit? It confuses me so much. It's a confusing wiki, but it is very helpful. I will give it that. I will definitely give it that. It is a very helpful wiki. I think you put it down like here. This is a big sword. He's a big sword. Big boy. Who had a big calamity set that you needed Dragonborn? Ah. You don't have to do that. You don't have to lend me anything. Because am I actually gonna read it? We'll see about that. Okay, so I'm gonna delete that one. That is them lined. I like that they are all completely different thicknesses, despite the fact that they were all done with the same brush. I think it's mostly an issue here. I think specifically Cameron's character needs to just be slightly, like, erased around the edges. Just because some of these lines are way too big. The big boys. The Dragonlance, different setting. It was iconic for a generation of edgy nerd boys who liked the evil wizard. Of course it was. Of course it was. Why am I not surprised? I fail to be surprised by this anymore. I was surprisingly well, I mean, this is surprising. I wasn't very edgy, so I didn't get into stuff. I know. Because I was one of those kids just, like, reading, like, mermaid books and shit, you know? I'd just be like that. Sometimes you just be reading about mermaids, except you can't swim, so why are you reading about mermaids? What are you doing? It's wild. Not really. Like, I would just say not really. There are, like, in battle, you can get, like, status effects that can affect you for a while. If I'm gonna give it a tetanus shot. I mean, it is fair. It is in a medieval setting. Tetanus probably is a problem, but again, just have a cleric. I know there are some effects that can be very debilitating. For example, in the previous run of the Arena campaign, my cleric got feeble-minded, which I think is probably best described as a fantasy lobotomy, which did not go well for her. It did not go well for anybody, in fact. At least one person died because she had a fantasy lobotomy. And the only way to cure that was with a cleric, which she's the cleric. She can't heal herself because of the lobotomy. And she didn't have the spell anyway, I don't think. Or to use, like, Wish. Or something. So I had to convince the DM to let, the wizard, I think she was a chronomancer, use Wish in between sessions to cure my lobotomy. Wish being basically asking the gods and being like, hey, bud, do me a solid? And they're like, yeah, sure. And so we basically asked the gods to fix my cleric's brain. And then that didn't end up having to be an issue because we didn't finish the campaign. But that was fun. Feeble Mind sucks. Don't use it. Don't let people use Feeble Mind. Friends don't let friends cast Feeble Mind on anybody. It's not good. Don't do it. This is my opinion. I didn't like it. It was dramatic, but it was very frustrating because I was going basically like, I had like a stick. I reverted to monkey. Couldn't make a bitch. Yeah! Yeah, at least you got chances to save. You don't just instantly die. Except when they do a lot of damage. Considering, like, if you get hit while you're downed, you immediately lose 2 of your saves. It's like, oh. Oh no. Oh no, no. It goes poorly from there. Though we did have, in the Monday game, someone went down fairly early, and they kept stabilizing and then getting hit and having to start again. It was a lot. A lot was happening for that specific guy. He survived. He actually made it through the whole game at the end. But like, ooh, that was an experience. That fixed some of the line weight issues a little bit. This bit's now way too dark, though, is the thing. Yeah. Yeah. That's a bit better. That's a bit more even across the board. Oh god. I'm sure there are DMs that do that, especially ones that grew up in, like, earlier editions. In earlier editions of the game, there was probably shit like that. In 5e, they scaled a lot of that back to be more accessible to new players. Because, like, there's, like, the standard thing, is that, like, in, like, first edition and stuff, if you, like, you're in, like, a tunnel, right? Like, you're in, like, a dungeon. And you're in a tunnel, and you take a step forward, and then you get hit by a poison arrow, and then you're dying. And so what you were supposed to do is you're supposed to have a stick and poke the ground to activate the trap and avoid it. But if you're a new player, you wouldn't know that. And so you would get hit by the poison and you would die. And that is a learning experience for you. Nowadays, they don't do that as much. So there was a bit in the campaign that I'm in with Day where I literally was doing that. I literally had a stick. I had my quarterstaff and I was poking the ground because we knew it was booby-trapped. So I was like, poke, poke, poke. I got us down a whole beach with that stick. It was very helpful. That's basically, Niall has a stick and a book, and she will throw stars at you. And that is what she's doing. Which is great. I love it. These lines actually turned out pretty well, I think. They're not the best lines I've done, but they are deliberately sketchy. Obviously, there's no colors here, because, which layer is that? That is his layer. Combo. Okay, so now everyone has their lines. We had backup characters. Right, yeah. You weren't really getting invested in them in the way that, like, I think most players nowadays get really invested. I get very invested. I had Zakine for a session and a half, and I fell in love. And then she's dead, and I'm very upset. Though, because you had, I think, arrived after that point, because you were discussing what oath the paladin should take, because you were going to hit level 3 soon, so we need to pick his oath or whatever. And it was genuinely considered whether they were going to take, like, Oath of Revenge or something, because I died. And it was like, you knew me for a session and a half in character. You have no reason to care this much. He's like, yeah, I guess you're right. I won't pick Oath of Revenge or whatever. But we thought about it was the thing, which was great. That was a lot of fun. I need to get the colors in, and I know what I'm gonna do for it. And the answer is I'm gonna put in flats and then go wild. Oh, Jesus. I'm gonna put in a whole thing. Get wild. Wah. Oops, shit, don't get that close. We're gonna feather the edges with the pencil. Alright, I can go up there. Cool. Where? Do you have something items can remove? Yeah. Yeah, coast related to plot related things. Because, like, you can have, like, a plot line where it's like, hey, you know, this person is dying. They need the antidote. Where is the antidote? The antidote is hidden in the church, high in the mountains. I'm describing a Dragon Age origin plot. By default, it is mostly magic. There is some science to it in, like, some of the classes they add in later. Like, the Artificer is basically like a mechanic kind of thing. But even then, it's still mostly, like, it's not quite, it's more science fantasy than sci-fi. More Star Wars than Star Trek. You vibe? You understand my vibe there? More Star Wars than Star Trek. You can definitely go more of a Star Trek angle, but, like, in terms of, like, how much the tech is explored, it's more in the vein of Star Wars. I say, having seen neither of those things. And also, again, various settings. Yeah, true, exactly. Yes. Kind of. I mean, we definitely have a gun. What can I say? Talia has a gun. She has a gun and she will use it. I feel like most will let you have guns. Cause they're basically like, if it's an issue, they'll basically just say it's a bow but fancy. A gun is basically like a fancy bow, you know? It just be like that. A gun is a fancy bow. And so I think a lot of settings and DMs will let you just have a gun. And you'll have your ammo for it and everything. And you'll have your cool magic bow. Please don't start please don't start World War II in D&D. That said, you probably do that. Guns are contentious? Ah, okay. Fair enough. I wouldn't know. Because, I mean, in all of the sessions that I've played, so, like, with Day Session, we have someone who has a gun. In the Arena campaign, we had somebody who had a gun. I think those are the only times we've had guns in a game that I've played. But that, if I had a nickel, it's weird that I have 2 nickels. Yes! We had that happen at least once, too. Because we had I think it was a fighter with a gun? The fighter had a gun. And so the fighter would drop all their movement and pull it all into a crit, and they would deal, like, 200 damage and, like, nearly one-shot a fucking dragon. And we're like, what the shit? What? Which is very frustrating for me as a cleric who can't deal damage. because that's not what clerics do, or it's not what my cleric was doing. I had to just sit there and watch everybody else just crit the shit. And I'm like, wish that were me, though. I just cast Wall of Flame, and then I go home and just, like, sit down and, like, think about my choices. I'm like, how did I end up here? How did I get here? I like flintlock pistols. I like pistols in general. Though there is definitely that argument to be made that they're not very fantasy. Because I know in my TU Amara setting, I've gone back and forth several times on whether there are actually guns. And I think the current answer is no. But the issue is they can definitely happen. And if someone just... It would not take a whole lot to make one. Considering what's available in the setting. All it requires is a little bit of industrialization on their part. And they can have guns. And so basically, the Americans will have guns. Eventually. They will make the guns. The Scarhans will make the guns. They'll make the planes and the guns. They're making planes because they don't like having to boat. Well, they like boats, but they want planes. And so they're going to figure out magic planes. And then they're going to figure out magic guns. Oh, they have cannons. Sorry, they definitely have guns because they have cannons. I decided they had cannons. Because that's the thing, right? It's like a cannon is just a big gun. You know? So if you have cannons, you probably have guns. It might be a blunderbuss, but it's a gun. You know? You get there eventually. Good night, Day! I probably should stop streaming at some point, but now that I've started laying the flats, I feel like I need to put the... I'm gonna finish the... the base layer, and then I'll call the stream there. So, you know, in like 10 minutes. Because I decided I have to do this manually for some reason. Because I use a silly brush for all of my, like, coloring. And the issue is that I can't really make this brush go any, like, stronger for some reason. Actually, maybe I can. I'm gonna, real quick. Copy that. Thank you. I think I am full brush density already, and that's basically what that is, right? Yeah, I'm on full brush density. Texture density. Ugh. No, that's not it. Yeah, good luck indeed. Good luck indeed. Ooh. I don't think there's a way for me to make this any easier on myself, so I'd have to do this the hard way. I could probably do a fill select, but I want the texture. The textures. I like the textures. At some point during Monday's game, I had to do an Irish accent for some reason, and I was like, that was bad, I'm sorry. And they're like, actually, no, it was okay. I'm like, wow, thanks. It wasn't, but cool. Have your Escrimador character have a Glock 18. I'm sure there's a DM that would let you do it. Someone will let you. Absolute mad folk will let you do it. And it'll be great. Yeah, man. Fill it in. Fill it in. Oh my god, just use the thing. Oh, he's gonna be a pain in the ass, though. This is gonna be a butt. Oop. A bit further away from the lines. And pulls it up randomly and just the clips. Gangster style. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It do be like that, and that can be quite fun. That can be quite a lot of fun, I think. Then again, I haven't had a character with a gun yet. And I don't think I'm going to get the chance to unless someone lets me play an artificer. And lets me have the gun. I do kind of want the gun, though. I think guns are neat. I don't know anything about them, but I think they're neat. I would like to fire the gun. Ooh, 1990s D&D sounds very strange. But also, kinda hell yeah. Kinda hell yeah. I can kinda get down with that. Drive-bys. 1990s drive-bys, though? In the 1990s? Like 20th century 1990s? I don't know about that. How many drive-bys happened in the 90s? I wasn't alive for the 90s. I don't know. I was wee child. I was too young for the 90s. The 90s were not ready for me. So they had to nerf me, and I wasn't allowed to be there for more than, like, 6 months. That was all the 90s could handle of me and my power. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I think exhaustion's hitting. I don't even know, not gonna lie. Yeah, who knows? I feel like if you wanted to get full, like, drive-by, you'd want to go more mobsters, like, what, 1930s? 1950s, maybe? When was the mobs? When was Prohibition? That was pre-World War... No, it was post-World War II, wasn't it? World War I, even? Prohibition. Go Prohibition, D&D. Get mobsters up in here. I opened a speakeasy. I have opened a speakeasy, and I am brewing moonshine in my basement. God, I was in a play for that. I did a play where we did moonshine. As in, the characters had moonshine. I do not drink. And also, there was no way they were gonna let a bunch of, like, high school students have moonshine, unfortunately. Devastating, I know. But yeah, basically, mobster time. Mobster time. The character's just an alcoholic. Yeah, I know someone who's doing that. Admittedly, it's not in D&D, but in the Witcher TTRPG, that a campaign that's starting in about 2 weeks, I think. 2 or 3 weeks? Soonish is when we're hoping to start. One of the characters is an alcoholic. Another one is a drug addict. That's my character, actually. My character has an addiction to, like, I think it's, basically, like, opiates, which is interesting. I didn't pick that. That was not a choice I made. The way that system works is you can just, like, you can just roll for shit to happen in your life. So I was like, I'm gonna play a human mercenary, and my like, DM is like, okay, roll a bunch of dice, and I'm like, mm-hmm. And then now, you know, my character's like an alcoholic, or an opiate addict, and I'm like, oh, that's unfortunate. But alright, I can work with this. I can make that work. I have built it into his character. I put in that effort, but it was a pain in the ass, because I wasn't prepared to do it. Luckily, I had a bunch of weeks. Describe most dwarf characters. Yeah, true. Can you give characters useless skills? I mean, depending on who you ask. Kind of. I guess it depends what you mean by skills. Because some, like spellcasters, some of the spells you can get are pretty situational. And most of the time, depending on what kind of game you're running, you don't get that situation. Like, I have, like, the cleric I was playing, the nature cleric, had the ability to talk to animals. And I did use it once to try and convince the Axebeaks not to murder me. It kind of worked, and then she died. And she wasn't going to get that chance particularly often after that point. Because animals and, like, monsters are not technically the same thing. She got the one chance. And she did it. She did her best. And it helped somebody survive. So, hey, that's a victory, baby. She did her job. It is raining harder outside. When you give your characters the skill to make rice wine or fermented coconut wine, you could probably do that. Like, some of it's just, like, flavor, basically. So what you'd end up doing is you'd give your character, like, a good craft stat, and then you would just say, they're really good at making rice wine. Or something. Basically, is how that works. Something to that effect. Because, like, in our current campaign, my character's a navigator. But that's not really, like, a skill you can have. Like, there's no, like, stats for navigation. So it basically just becomes, I sometimes get bonuses to, like, like, perception checks, like, to see what's around me. Because I'm trying to navigate. And that's my job. It's what my character is good at. And so we just sort of, like, tweak that a little bit to make that work for the character. I wish that I didn't use a really sketchy brush, because it makes coloring in really hard. I'm trying to think, is there a way that's going to make this easier at all? Because if I do this, it selected basically everything except for what I want it to. There's basically no way to get what I want it to do. The issue is, that's not how this works. What? Because just of how the brush works, does not want to... Oh, wait. Wait, yeah? No, I do want to refer to all layers, because if it's only the editing layer, it's not going to help me. It's just a bit weird. I'm going to have to keep doing this manually. It's going to hurt me hand. Just very annoying. Which means this is going to be a 3-hour stream by accident. Oops. That's why I had all those Milky Ways earlier, because that just like gives me the energy to keep going. And if I get hungry again, I'm going to eat my fruit bar. I'll just eat the fruit bar. No one can stop me. I'll eat the fruit bar. This makes that slightly easier. That makes that a little bit easier on me. Here we go. What if I overcolor and then do some erasing? I'll do that for a bit. I'm not really overcoloring, I'm getting close. I'm gonna give your character the ability to juggle the batons. Being a low-level rat person, you see a dude juggling 2 sticks while beating the shit out of you with the sticks. That would be pretty spooky, I gotta say. I gotta agree with that. That would be pretty spooky. Just minding my business. Raiding some travelers, stealing their shit. Just some guy just starts juggling sticks at me. I'm like, this is not gonna go well for me, is it? And the answer is no, it's not. It's not gonna go well for you at all. Things are gonna go very poorly. Ugh. God damn. I know why I gave them a base, but now I'm upset. I'm annoyed about having done this. I can't believe you've done this to me. I can't believe you did this. This makes my life difficult, but it does mean that the colors will at least not be very weird later. Which is good. That might sound confusing, but I promise it makes sense. I can't explain it because it's nearly 1 in the morning and I've been awake for a while. Kind of. Yeah. Because they have... Well, thieves and rogues are the same thing. They're just called rogues. And they generally have proficiency in stuff like stealing, which means that they have more, like, because you roll a d20, right, to do a thing. And then, because they have proficiency, they get to add numbers to that roll. So, like, I roll a d20 and I roll an 8. And I needed to roll a 10 to successfully steal the thing. But because I'm a rogue, I had a +4. And that means I got 12 overall, and that means that I had successfully stolen the thing. It's that kind of stuff. And most classes, like, it varies by character. There's a lot of variety in that. You can make a non-thief, a non-rogue that can be really good at thieving. If you, like, get the right stats and stuff. It's entirely possible. There's a lot of flexibility on that front as to what a character can be good at. Like, it is genuinely on a character-by-character basis, really. Because there's like different parts of how the character like gets all their skills. Some of it's from the class, some of it's from like the race that they are, the species, and some of it comes from their background. Just because, like, you might be a human fighter, but you grew up as a sailor or something, so now you have a bunch of shit relating to like sailing skills or something. There's stuff like that kind of comes up, which I think is neat. I just think it's neat. My apples. There's a reason it was grey. Oh, my hand hurts. My hand hurts. I'm gonna take a second to drink to let my hand rest. Kind of. Kind of, yeah. You can have a very high like constitution and strength and stuff, and then just hit shit. You can just wall up stuff. It's probably not the best way to play the character, or the class rather, but there's nothing stopping you, really. If you want to be a cleric and you want to wallop people, you can wallop people. You can just do it. Why not do it? Because, like, when I played the cleric, I had a hammer. I never used it, because it didn't deal a lot and I couldn't hit for shit. And now, part of the reason I couldn't hit is because I was actually doing it wrong. I was missing out on some stats at some point. But, like, it didn't deal a lot of damage. But if you, like, specifically tried to make it work, you could probably do a battle priest. Yeah. Then again, you have a lot of mana, like spell slots for spells. So you're not really going to run out of mana very often. At low levels, definitely. At low levels, hitting shit is a viable strategy. At high levels, it's probably not the best idea. I would say generally unwise. Because usually at a higher level, shit will just, like, eat you. And you're the cleric. Why are you in the front lines? I think we'll run out of mana. But I shall not worry, for the Lord has blessed me with these fists of steel. Yeah, pretty much. You can definitely do that. That is entirely possible. It's probably not the most powerful a cleric could be, but it rules, and that's what's important. And sometimes shit being cool is more important than it being good. How close am I to done? Shit. We're almost back to the pirate lady with her cool tricorn hat. We're almost there. I'm almost there. My hand hurts. So I think part of the reason my hand hurts is because I had the catalogs. So I had to do that today. Because I had to pick them up today because shit happens and I don't have a fucking car. And I was like, well, shit. Do it on Saturday then. Why not? So I pick up the catalogs. And I'm like, well, while I'm awake, I might as well do something. I'll sort the catalogs. An hour and a half later, the catalogs have been sorted, and there's black ink all over both of my hands. And now it's done. And I'm like, cool. I'm glad. But, like, ow. My delicate hands. I'll probably have to take a break from art streams at some point, because it'll probably keep hurting my hand if I keep doing this kind of stuff. At least I've done a lot of art streams, which is good. I do like the arts. I am an arts student. I do have a Bachelor of Arts. Yeah, shit being cool was more important than shit being useful, right? It's just more fun. Sometimes being good is very important. Sometimes, who gives a shit? Be cool. Be cool, though. That's the way. Got it, we're almost there. We're there yet? At least I did some of this before stream, because if I was going to do all of this on stream, this would have probably taken me until like 2:30 in the morning. Because I was here for about an hour before stream started, so... At least an hour. It was supposed to be more like an hour, like 2 hours, but it didn't because of reasons. Things happened. Oh, we're almost there. I think the sword is left, yeah? Yeah, the sword's left over. Cool. Bitchin'. That didn't work as well as I hoped it would. You're not gonna do that. Now, eyeballs is tearing my eyeball. You and Friday was also raised in swimming would have like diving skills. Yeah, something like that, yeah. It's kind of in that vein. It's not like that specific. But stuff like that, yes. Can't bring her on, not gonna lie. That's always a good way to do it. She's like, it's like my first character, it is me. Hello. Is me. Or is me but cool. Me but capable of beat up. They be pink. The boys are pink now. Which is fine. I'm gonna take this all in a single folder. Up. Oh, Jesus. Ow. I don't know if that came up on the microphone. It clicked. There it goes. That's one of them. That's one of my fingers going. That comes up on camera. On the microphone, I mean. Ooh, baby. Anyway. Since I have finished putting down a flat base layer that I can then put colors on, aside from pink, because that's not the final color that I will be giving these people. They are not going to be pink. I've gone 50 minutes over the initial, well, the intended stream time, which I'm going to attribute to just like, sometimes you just forget, yo. I didn't forget. I was aware of the time the entire time. I just decided to ignore it. That's my little secret. I just ignored it. But I noticed it. And then I went, I don't care. No, not really. So like, let me, how do I get, I'm gonna try and get, oh, there it goes. Okay, so it is already capturing Chrome, which is good. So now if I pull up, I'm just gonna get something ready so that I can do something in a minute. Backgrounds. Pull it up. So, the way it works, kind of, is that when you make a character, you pick their race, their class, and their background. And each of the backgrounds has different things that it does. So, for instance, let's just go athlete. The athlete background makes you proficient in acrobatics and athletics, so makes sense. It also makes you good at using, like, vehicles. And when you visit places, sometimes you find people who admire you because you're an athlete. You know, you've been doing all the sports. People talk about your achievements. So sometimes people know who you are. There's stuff like that. Or like the charlatan has proficiencies in deception and sleight of hand and has like a disguise kit and a forgery kit. And they've created secret identities. And so they have this ability to forge documents. There's stuff like that. That's the kind of idea of it. There's a lot of backgrounds too. There is a significant amount of them. But it's something that, like, yeah. A lot of the time, like, if you're trying to make you're like playing D&D for the first time, you come to like D&D Beyond or something, which has the description. This is the monk page that I had up. So like this is the page describing how monks work. when you come down to where it starts talking about the stats, it gives you an example of like what things to do. So make sure dexterity is your highest ability score, followed by wisdom. And then second, choose the hermit background. And so then you can come over here and go, okay, what's the hermit background? And it's like, oh, okay, you get proficiency in medicine and religion. And you can discover something unique. As a result of being a hermit living out in the wilderness, you can find something like unique and talk to your dungeon master and find out what it is. Like to figure out what that might be, whether it's like a place or some lost knowledge. And you don't have to do that. You don't have to pick a hermit, and you don't have to make dexterity and wisdom your highest scores. But it's helpful for a first-time player to have just like, to be told, here's a good way to do it. And then once you've played a couple of like very like vanilla characters and builds, you can then get more creative with it and start playing around a bit more. And then they have like pre-gens somewhere, but I don't know where they're hidden. I don't want to check. Shit, monks are religious. Rip. I mean, they don't have to be religious. Actually, they kind of do. Sort of. It's raining even heavier now. It's not coming up on the microphone, but it is bucketing out there. But yeah, so it's probably easier that if you were actually playing for someone to go through and tell you, or to just download the D&D pre-generated characters. And you can go to dnd.wizards.com and they have character sheets that you can just download. And so it's like, I want to play a halfling rogue, and you have one now. I don't want to unzip that. But you can just have the character sheets, and then you can just do what the character sheet tells you can do statistically. And then the rest is up to you, you know? So there's stuff like that. And they have a basic rules page too. That's good. So yeah, there's a lot of information out there for new players to the game. And then if a DM knows you're going to be playing for the first time, they'll probably explain it to you pretty good. I'm not good at explaining it because I've only been playing it for like a year. But anyway, it is now 12:50, and I do want to eat my fruit bar and go to bed. So, let's see. Who should we raid? Who should we raid? Who should we raid? Greg is about to finish up because it's nearly the end of his long stream. This is 4-hour stream day. Shire Red's up. Let's go Shire Red. Let's raid Shire Red Fox. We usually do that. We did it last week. And whenever Greg isn't online, we stay up a half an hour later to raid Shire Red. And I set up an hour extra, so we'll raid Shire Red. So a reminder that the raid call is get ready. And you can use channel points to claim that emoji if you do not already have it, because I love it. It's my favorite emoji. And we will be raiding Shire Red Fox, who is currently streaming, like knitting. She's knitting a scarf and she's chatting. Just crafting and chatting. It's a nice, cool thing to have on in the background. So yeah, thank you all very much for coming. Hopefully you guys had fun. Watch me struggle to draw a turtle man. And are enjoying looking at this very, very pink color that I've picked. I'm gonna just make that less blinding. It looks really bad on that monitor. But yeah, thank you all for coming. Hopefully you will have a lovely day, no matter what it is that you are doing with it. Have a PogChamp sleep, have a PogChamp day. And hopefully I will see many of you around in the future for other assorted shenanigans. Bye! Bye!